Rajeshri Venkatramanan, 130 വാക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഷോർട്ട് ആൻഡ് സ്പീഡ് ഡിക്റ്റേഷൻ. ഇത് ഹൈ സ്പീഡ്, ഹയർ, SSC എന്നീ പരീക്ഷകൾക്ക് വളരെ ഉപയോഗപ്രദമായിരിക്കും. സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാത്തവർ ചെയ്യുക. എൻ്റെ മലയാളം ഷോർട്ട് ആൻഡ് സ്പീഡ് ബുക്ക്, ഔട്ട്ലൈൻ സഹിതമുള്ള ബുക്ക് നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിരിക്കും വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. Okay, Honorable Chief Minister, other colleagues from the center and the state, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to be here this morning to join you all at this seminar on the role of women in the rural development program and to share with you some of my thoughts on the subject. In the context of Indian situation, there is no denying the fact that any program of economic development of the rural areas must necessarily concentrate on the development of agriculture and allied fields. One of the characteristics of the rural situation in developing countries, and particularly in a densely populated country like India, is main dominated agriculture activity. All the decision of planning and execution rest almost entirely with the men. Even in the post-independence era, when tremendous efforts have been made for development of agriculture in our country, it has always been the men who have monopolized the new methods, while the rural women have not been encouraged to go to school beyond the elementary level or given the chances of joining courses of study in agriculture. With the industrial development, who have been working with women in home industry have taken over to factory employment with large increases in wages and productivity, and they have attained a higher status in society. But the household industry itself could not stand competition from the organized sector and has over the time decayed gradually in many parts of India. As a result of modernization, men are getting formal education and training and using modern techniques of production of goods and services. Women in almost all the countries of the world are generally confronted with a discriminating attitude in varying degrees in matters of employment, opportunities, and working conditions. This discrimination possibly emanates from a conservative view about their power role in the rural society and from the situation of growing unemployment. Although the rural women have been participating in the economic occupation for the past 5 to 6 decades, it is no secret that they are never allowed a free hand work. While the social order of our society built up our generations of administrative subjugation to alien rulers has no doubt reduced women to the position of a liability and forced them to a life of unhealthy discrimination. One cannot rest content by joint blaming the old order for this deplorable situation. I think even after independence, we have not given a serious consideration to a role of women as an important factor of economic production. It is obvious that in our basic training, we have always assigned to the women a role confined to the four walls of the home, whether it is modernization or agricultural introduction or scientific technique or any other economic activity in the countryside. It has always been the man who is considered fit for training or education, and all in the last 25 years to raise work efficiency and competence have been directed towards men only. I think it is this attitude of the planners and administrators of our rural development program which has done the greatest harm to the rural women. Unfortunately, no specific time of thinking seems to have been adopted even in the reoriented approach to the rural development for providing full and free scope to the rural women in the process of the economic growth. No, we have failed to conceive a proper role for the women in our efforts towards economic independence. I think it is against this background that we have to think of the women's role in the integrated rural development. The first and the foremost requirement is that we give up the age-old ideology that women are meant only for work within the four walls of the house. and that their domain lines in the child or the family welfare activities alone. We must think of the women as equal partners in the economic development of our country and must pattern all our educational training programs in such a way